Welcome everyone to Detroit Shrimp and Aquatics. How is everyone doing today? Please hit the subscribe button, the like, the bell. Hit it all if you can. Just to see how many buttons you can get to make noise. But I hope everyone's doing good today. Thought we would film the Orange Eye Royal Blue Tigers this morning. Don, what's up, my brother? Oh, look at that. That's a brand new baby right there. I just saw that. I was like, what is that? That's a brand new little baby. Tien Aqua. Welcome. So, I was thinking yesterday that, I would start showing some of my more aggressive tanks. And this has become one of them. When the funny thing is when I got these guys, they didn't want to do anything. I don't believe I got a whole bunch of them when I started out, but they sure are, just blowing up, having babies all the time now. They're doing really, really, really good. The tank is real healthy. Last night I took a bunch of algae and all the floaters and stuff off the top of the tanks and stuff, and just some garbage. I threw it all in the trash, and now I can smell it. I'm like, ooh. So that bag's gotta go. But thank you, Tien Aqua. So I wanted to bring this tank and show you guys how active one of the tiger tanks can be. Like I said, I had these guys for Pete's I'd say 6 months before they'd do anything. There was another batch of shrimp that I was weary about, and then I don't know. Do I want to put it on the? Do I want to put it on the health of the tank? Meaning, how far along it is and stuff. It's probably a good reason. I mean, I hate to do that all the time, but that at times I'll speed up a tank. I'll put the bacteria in it. I'll leave the lights on for 5 days, or whatever, and then I put shrimp in it. Well, yeah, they live and everything. But they just don't do anything until it's pretty much old. Still in ya? It is still in ya. What's up? How are you? But it just seems that the tank's gotta not cycle. The tank cycled when I put the shrimp in, but it needs to age. It's no matter. I don't know about other people, but no matter what I try, I can never get the reaction from a new tank as I can an aged tank. It's it's just weird. Oh, this is beautiful. I gotta learn more about Caradinas. I just have Neos. Neos are great. If you could take care of Neos, you can take care of Caradina. You just need the water. You just need to. There was a young gentleman at my buddy's store the other day when I was up there. He does salt water, and he's coming in with buckets, and he's buying corals that are, he said he had like $88 and he's trying to buy $100 coral. And I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, oh, I need this coral really bad. And I said, what's the buckets for? He said, oh, saltwater. I said, why don't you just buy an RO machine? Oh, he's got those? How much are they? And I go show him and everything. And he's like, yeah, I got to get one of them. But then he went and spent $100 on a coral, and I was like, look, all you got to do is get the RO and water and you'll be good to go. I was wondering, how early can shrimp be added to a new tank? Shrimp can be added pretty darn quick with my live bacteria, or a live bacteria, but they can be added much faster. I've done it for 5 days, leaving the lights on all day, all night, 24/7 for 4 to 6 days, whatever makes you comfortable. But the live bacteria that I sell is actually made specifically, well, it works best with a substrate that creates ammonia, due to the fact that the ammonia really sets off my live bacteria and really kicks it into overdrive. So in 2 weeks, the glass on the tank will be, almost solid green in 2 weeks using the bacteria. But, that's me doing it. But if you're someone at home, starting a new tank, putting in substrate, a new filter with no help with anything, I would have to say the sorry facts would at least be like 2 months. Unless you ran a light, which would suck. But if you ran a light like 24/7, I mean, for at least 2-3 weeks and then ran it normal, light on, light off, normal stuff, for another 2 weeks, that may speed it up. But to be healthy and to have really healthy shrimp and to make sure that they all live, yeah, it's to get a tank, it's like 2 months. And it's not that you can look up people on YouTube, big breeders, big, huge breeders that say you can put them in immediately. That shrimp can handle so much and this and that. Well, sure you can, but can you take the chance of losing those shrimp? That's the whole thing. Do you want to take that chance? So, anything can be done, but, like they always say, where there's an action, there's always a reaction. So, the reaction could be positive and none die, or the reaction could be bad and you lose some. We don't want to take that chance. So if you wait a couple months, you'd be good. With bio bought at local store. Yeah, that's more or less for fish. Fish are more forgiving than shrimp. But like I said, I've done some stuff to do tests, and I put them in after 4 days using my live bacteria. Dan Sleed that comes in here buys my live bacteria and my GH Plus liquid, and he's got a huge shrimp room, and he's building even more, and he puts them in real fast too. But Dan Slee is financially different than me, so if something did happen, it's not gonna bother that guy much, but it's best if you're not in a hurry to wait, because like a lot of the tanks down here on the bottom over here, that weren't being used, that I just set up, they were down there, I don't know, 3 months or whatever. The slime algae was growing all on the glass and all on the sponges and everything. And I just made sure that the water parameters were perfect when I went to put them in, and they just love it. I mean, they don't come out except every once in a while because they're just back there eating all day. Everything in it's really positive and it's perfect. But the thing is if you hurry it up, you're there's a good chance the shrimp won't have any food. There's a lot of negatives to speeding it up. So my advice is to take your time if you want to have really healthy tanks, or I mean really healthy shrimp. If you don't want to have any problems, take your time. There's no reason to speed it up. I mean, as much as you may want to, it's in the long run, you'll get a better harmonious outcome if you take your time. That's just, I've learned that. But if I need to hurry up and set up a tank, I'll hurry up and set up a tank. But that's not, I'm different. I have to at times if I'm bringing in a new type of shrimp to sell in the store, and I have like minutes to make a decision, and so comes down to that. Because like my Babalti shrimp, I have the greens mixed with my orange rillies. Well, the orange rillies are around the corner in a rimless cube, because all I had was babies left in the tank. So I took them all out, put them in there, and I didn't have anywhere to put the green Babaltis. So I put them in with the orange rillies, and the good thing is they won't interbreed. They don't have the same insides, so they can be done like that. But I want to breed those really good and get those going so everybody can start getting those and mix them in with their shrimp. Redfish, bluefish, welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm asking because I want to do right by what I get. Yeah, it's you have to take into account. I mean, there's a lot of things, but the most important thing is, I guess the number one thing would be it's a living animal. If you give two shits about that, you're gonna put that first. And you don't want to kill it, because what's the sense of getting the shrimp if they're gonna die? And then two is the money. So, the amount of money that you're gonna spend, do you want to just throw it out the door? So these are things you want to look at, take into consideration. And it's just no matter how you look at it, it's just better, just to wait. Even if you, like I said, even if you get the stuff from the fish store, that doesn't, it's for fish, it's okay, because you can squeeze it in there and it's good to go. But for shrimp, not so much, because shrimp graze all day. Here's the biggest thing: shrimp graze all day. So if there's no biofilm in the tank, there's no algae in the tank, there's no nothing in the tank, all you have is bacteria. They might stay alive, but good chance a lot of them won't live long because there's no food in there for them to graze on. They're going to be picking around and get nothing. They're just going to get a lot of dust. So that's why you probably can wait. Let me scoot this over, see if we can get rid of that glue shot and see what's up. I'm old school, 6 weeks minimum. See, there you go. I always have tank cycling. See, that's the thing is, me too. I set them up in advance because there's times that people message me and say, hey, hold on, let me change this focus. They're like, hey, I got some shrimp. Can I send them to you so I can, so you can help me, blah, blah, blah. And I tell them, yeah, hey, send them, I'll help you breed them, this, that, and the other. What is that? See if I back it. I can't get away. Look, I'm sorry. I can't clean the algae off the front of the glass. It's very important due to the fact that this this colony is as large as it is, and them being tigers, they need everything they get. You guys want to see the tank from behind? Let me see if I can give you a behind shot. Hold on. And you can see how this tank is just packed full from front to back. Trying to shake, we got the floaters up there, they're chilling in them. There's the filter, but all the way to the back, look, the moss is clear to the back, all the way to the back glass. And so in this tank, I have about an inch, maybe a little less, of area for them to, sit and eat. Let me refocus. But see, with these tigers, that's one thing they don't do is stop moving that food. They will move that food and drag it around everywhere. But yeah, there we go. Sean OOTD, welcome, Pumpkin King. My YouTube just said, we are live. It's only 15 minutes late. Thank you, red fish, blue fish. Room progress, buddy. Yeah, it's, as we all know, it doesn't come overnight. You can set up. Oh, these shrimps, no, I'm sorry, they aren't blind, red fish, blue fish. Nope, they are not at all blind. Now, I can't guarantee that they see as well as others, but yeah, no, they're not blind at all. They do see. They said, I've done so much homework on it, they just said that that's something that just came around, that they're blind, but everyone that I've studied and, done all this homework on, everything that I look up, it says they're not blind. It says that it's kind of like their eyes are made for darker areas, so they might not see as well in super bright light. But yeah, they said it's like fiction that they're blind. Look at this corner over here. It's crazy. So these they're really pretty. The blue on them is like a sapphire. The blue is super, super pretty. With the orange-eyed blue tigers, the regular tigers, you have the mix and everything like that. But with these, they breed pretty darn true, as you see. The only ones that are extremely dark are the parents, the breeders. But it's more or less a huge tank of really nice blue shrimps. It's a really nice addition to a tank, especially if you have reds and reds, blues, like a powder blue or something along a blue bolt or a blue steel. They really complement the tank. And then like some snow whites, it's just, they just look so good, and they really look good like on the green. They really stand out on the plants, on the mosses and stuff. So, but still in you. That's why I was wanting to show you this tank. Well, everyone, but this tank, how how this I should have talked about it some more, but how this moss and stuff is so like perfect. How this tank is like perfect. I don't know how well you guys can see it on that side, but um, the moss is just growing a whole 10-gallon tank. It's growing to the surface of the tank. I mean, it's just reaching. It's so healthy, but that is due to the fact that the tank is what you could say is like older. It's aged, and this is the because under there, right there, is a piece of cholla wood, and that's what the Java moss. So that's Java moss. Well, behind it, all that stuff is my Christmas moss. So the Java moss has grown so much on a piece of, and this is multiple times that I take this stuff out and cut it back. So, but this is what happens when your tanks are really healthy. Your mosses grow, your plants grow, everything grows really good, and your shrimp just thrive. Look at that. There's 2 piles. How often do you see that in a tank? To where there's 2 piles of shrimp. 2 large piles. They're not like little baby piles either, of really healthy, good looking shrimp. It's just, I got lucky. They're a really good gene. They're a strong gene shrimp and cracked tanks. What's up? Cool. I thought they were blind, but it seems to be a myth. Yeah, that's what I read, Redfish. It's that's what I read. It seems like, I don't know, if I just guess, it just seems like some people, or however it started, may have started it due to the eyes. They just thought possibly they were, but I mean, I guess we'll never really know because I put food out. They come to it really fast. But if they're used to using their senses more than their eyesight, then you can't really call that anything either. But they say no, that they can see. So that's it's a hard conversation to be 100% about. So like I said, as much as I've looked into it and have read about it and done my homework, there's more no, they aren't blind than they are blind. More nays than yays. Jesus sent it last night. Got some really important stuff in the shed done yesterday. Filters drained, etc. Oh, yeah. Your shed stuff. 20-gallon long cracked. Ooh, 3 going to work on the racks. And if I got time, I'll drill the 40 breeder. Yeah, I couldn't imagine. I've never drilled a tank or had to, but I'm sure if you just push a little too hard or move a little too much, you can bust it and crack it. So, yeah, that's a tough one. Me, I'd probably go buy another super expensive bit. Yeah, make sure you use like water, so that the sparks don't. I'm sure you do, but even if you have to use like an oil, so it doesn't spark and get hot, that might be helpful too. Like in a machine shop, they use it's like looks like milk, but actually it's like an oil type deal that gets sprayed on all the parts while they're being cut and stuff, so they don't crack or it doesn't heat up and the bits get caught, lock up in the part. Only 3 cracked. Well, it's a good thing for $1 per gallon, huh? Next Thursday, might have to pick up some Jetta tanks or Meta tanks. Well, it's not at Petco. This is at Pet Supplies Plus. Yeah, that'll do it. Hey, what's up, Bubba? Hi. So many BS mitts in
the Beppy thing?
not right now. I just figured that tank's right there, so I'd just video it. Yeah, there are so many myths in the hobby. Yeah, meds and diseases, but who is it, Tyler? I would have to say probably the best one to that I would listen to is like LRB because I mean, hey, go upstairs or come here. Good boy. You know, he always says, you know, don't give them meds. You know, that's like the worst thing to do is get, like, let's say guppies and then bring them home and just put tons of meds on them, you know, while you're quarantining them. You know, but you watch a lot of these other channels and they're like, oh, yeah, you got to quarantine and put all these meds on them and do all this and that. And he's like, you know, it's just like the worst thing you could do because, you know, you bring fish home and they're really stressed out and then you dump a bunch of meds in there, you know. So, yeah, I like to go off the don't do anything, put them in quarantine, don't do anything unless you see something. I mean, we just brought home, you know, a whole tank full of big fish and I don't do anything but water changes and I add salt. Just a little bit of salt to give some salinity to help with their slime coat. And that's it. Just make sure everything's good until they calm down. Hey! Stop, Colt. Go upstairs. Go upstairs. He wants to play so bad he's going to stand down here and bark. Yeah, I had a big dummy message me offer me $50 for 50 blue Yeah. Well, that's a coal hookup. You could, I mean, I don't even sell them that cheap when I go to the fish store. Unless it's like, let's say I take 100 calls up there, he has a call tank in the setup that I do it, and I could take him 100 up there, and he'll give me $100. Just fish that are shrimp that have no color at all. You know, I mean, they got to make something off of it, but blue dreams. See, here's my thing: is if I can't get the going price for them, I'd rather keep them because I just love them all too much. I don't sit here and go, oh my gosh, you know, my shrimp are growing up, I gotta get rid of them. No, I gotta enjoy them. That's what I gotta do. It helps with my anxiety and stress, and I just love watching them grow up. You know, and I learn a lot off of it, you know, testing and this and that. I don't get rid of my, I wouldn't get rid of my shrimp for just nothing. Where are we at with this? Probably right there. Just seems a little, well, I'm sure it's good on the other side. Just seems a little fuzzy. Let me do this. Set the white balance and cut it off. Yeah, everything's really good. Yeah, I don't have a Petco within 3 hours. I mean, I still have to drive an hour each way to go to a pet place. But oh wow, well, hour's not too bad. What?
What's one of your what's the rare shrimp that you have?
The rarest or most expensive?
Rarest.
I don't know about rare. I mean,
how about expensive?
That one right there, the boas. Yeah, those are super expensive. I'm just waiting for the babies to come out of them. Yeah, to 3 hours, that's crazy. Can you not order and have it shipped to your house? Is that like too crazy of a thing to have done? Hikari frozen bloodworms are sterilized with radiation and hence are sterile and safe. False. Well, yeah. I mean, there's a lot of times that people say that. Well, I shouldn't say people say, but there's times where it has been shown that bloodworms has caused some sort of sickness. That's the assumption that they made. That's what they came up with, that the bloodworms were the cause of it. So that's why they say to use like dehydrated, like black worms or whatever. Because I hear that the black worms, I used to feed the black worms to my discus when I used to breed discus. And boy, was that expensive. What's going on, Atkins? What's going on? How are you doing? Welcome. I gotta catch up. I'm behind. The eyes on the shrimp. Yeah, the eyes on the shrimp, they're really, really nice. I don't know. On my computer, it looks like it's the picture's not very good, but I'm sure it is. I mean, it seems too bright. You feed live or frozen bloodworms, you are going to eventually run into problems with hexamida. True. Yeah, I don't. I used to like cut up little pieces and feed it to the shrimp. I don't do that much anymore. Once in a blue moon, I can't lie. I have done it. So I have to steer clear of that more than anything. But it's kind of like feeding live, feeder fish to your fish. I mean, your fish will get sick and get all jacked up soon because they carry all that crap, especially if they're sick and, then your fish eat them, then they get sick. It just causes a whole bunch of crap I've been through. 23 drill bits to do all the tanks. LOL, that costs a pretty penny. Now, Sean OOTD, is that, now let me ask you this, is it worth buying? Now, this is just a guy who does a lot of work. Oh, the pretty girl got her sweater on? Is it worth buying one expensive one or 23 cheaper ones? It's, well, now that you're almost done, if you had to do it again, or let's say you go to build an addition, what would you do? Would you go with the cheaper bits, or would you go with the real expensive one that's guaranteed to last a long time?
Here again.
23, yeah, that's a lot of bits. I feed bloodworms, but it's not a staple, more a treat. Yeah, that's what I do. It's more of a treat.
Tilting their head?
Yeah, each bit is good for 2 to 5 tanks, but being 50-ish tanks plus the 280 and yeah, I bet drilling out at 280, you probably had to stop, have lunch, a couple bottles of water, probably had to go cut the grass, all sorts of silly stuff, cutting through that stuff, because we're getting ready to get a 150, I don't know, he's got a brand new 150 at the store I can have. We don't have, or I should say, I don't have the money to afford a big tank. So, it's my buddy's store. He doesn't care. He's like, money, don't even worry about it. I'll just give it to you. And, he'll take my 120 and put it up for sale at his store. And then all the money he gets from that, he'll put toward the price of the new tank I get, and then I'm just gonna get charged Probably nothing over the amount of what it costs
For
just to get it
cranberry?
from
It's for cranberry.
the manufacturer. So what he pays. But he said, don't worry about it. He's like, oh, we'll work on a deal with some shrimp and stuff. So, but my thing is, the 4-foot 120 is okay, but I want a 6-foot because, with the larger fish, I want to be able to watch them swim. I want them to have more swimming room, not so much as a pool, but, a round pool compared to a long pool, that's the difference. That I think is better because they can get away from each other. Not so, they're not in this one big, huge area. They can go away to the other end of the tank. So, he's been, what did Redfish say? Bring guppies home with, yeah, you better treat them, bring in neons, and they start dropping 1 or 3 a day, better hit them with antibacterials or you would lose every single one. Yeah, and that's the bad thing, Redfish. It's like, those worms are so bad. If you get a bad batch, if, your importer or whatever doesn't tell you, and then you bring them in, you put them off to the side, quarantine them, then you notice they have those worms. It takes a long time to get rid of those worms. It's not like you can put them up for sale in a week or two. I mean, you're talking a couple months at least, and then hope that they're not having fry, and then the fry starts to eat the worms that they crap out. And then, I mean, the whole thing's just shot. They got to be in a bare bottom tank. You have to suction the bottom of the tank daily, if not more than once a day, just to get those worms out. Make sure that there's nothing down there. That's the scary part with guppies. It's guppies have really become they're just so far blown overbred that, I mean, it's scarier getting guppies that are sick than getting a shrimp that has Elabiopsidae. I mean, it just is. Guppies are scary. That's why people that breed them, that's why they can get such a good price, because people can have fish tanks packed full of guppies that have no bad issues whatsoever, but they, you got to pay a couple extra bucks because you're getting them from somebody who's already been through that, who's weeded out all the crap, and then you have a beautiful tank. But I mean, I had a tank packed full of guppies up in Luke's room. I bought two guppies from Petco, some snake skins. Holy hell, they infested the whole tank. The whole tank died. The whole tank had worms. So I just had to get rid of them all. It was so disheartening. Now there's no tank up there. There's no tanks upstairs at all. They're all down here. They're all shrimp tanks, but one tank, my big one. Yeah, you just have to have good meds. Good meds. Good meds. $30 ones and a $10 one to get a feel when I bought my bulk of bits. I did the $10. Okay. You can get Alabama some goat dewormer from the country store or any farm type store that sells feed livestock. Now, is goat dewormer different than Panacure C? Because here's where your expertise on stuff will come in, because it's like, you need that fenbendazole or flubendazole or whatever it's called in the dewormer, but they all have it in it. If you go to a store, you go in there to their dog dewormer area. There's let's say there's 8 different brands, but almost every store doesn't sell Panacure, so you got to get it online. And they say, well, that's the only one that you can, or that's the one you use for shrimp. So my question was the other day, it's funny we're talking about this. My question was the other day to my friend who owns the store, did they set up 8 tanks and put worm dewormer in every single one? Did they use dog dewormer in every single tank and see which tank killed shrimp? It's so it's really scary with all those products, because it's like, I can do this, that, and the other, and but they say you can put as much Panacure C as you want, it won't kill any shrimp, and I can testify to that. I've never had shrimp die from using Panacure. The only issue is you have to watch and make sure, because all that stuff kills the weak snails and stuff, the pest snails. I really never lost a ram's horn, at least that I really noticed right away, but the pest snails and stuff like that, those go, pond snails, those go pretty fast. But, how do they say one's better than the other and one can do more? This one's okay, but, I've never heard anyone say, well, none of these other ones are any good, but Panacure C is the one. I don't understand that. So that's when I switched over to no planaria. I mean, it's all natural. What I've looked up and read, it says the only snails that it possibly can kill is the real sensitive ones. And I can't think of like pixie snails and stuff, real sensitive ones like that. But it states, it really won't harm any of your snails because it's all natural. So I switched to that because it's easier for me to get that than try to sell 1 milligram or 1/10 of a gram to customers, and so it just became simpler that way. I have about 300 and can't give them away. Oh yeah, Pumpkin King's talking about his them fish that nobody wants. Meds I have now and always have. Metro, yeah. Amoxicillin, yeah. Tetracycline, sodium chloride, levamisole, and flubendazole. Yeah, okay. So it doesn't sound to me like you actually buy Panacure. You're getting the med itself to do the job, instead of getting like a dog dewormer just to utilize the meds that are in it. Not necessarily meds, but very effective for lots of stuff. Yeah, potassium, permangranate. Yeah. So it sounds to me like you're going and buying the exact ingredient instead of buying, if you want calcium, you'll go get calcium pills instead of buying a gallon of milk. Yeah, I see what you're saying. I'm allergic to amoxicillin. Oh, keep that away from me. So you need, okay. Wow, you're allergic to amoxicillin? So then you must be, wonder if you're allergic to penicillin. My buddy's fish store, he sells all that stuff. He sells penicillin. He sells amoxicillin. He sells medications, so like you don't even have to go to the doctor anymore. Right, I order from USP Supply House and mix my own. Wait, yeah, see, there you go. And that's the thing. It's you don't have to, just kind of guess at, oh my gosh, what's in this stuff? That's nobody really wants to do that. So let's kick this over here. Kick the funky bass line. I would go, okay, now if you guys see that That's the cinnamon stick. I've been using Leah Jet. Put me up on that. I mean, she's made videos about it and stuff, but it works so good. Even the snails go in it and eat off of it. So, I mean, I know we really don't want to feed a bunch of snails, but you know, it's still good. It's still good to keep them alive. You know, you don't want them dying and stuff. I mean, how I remove them is when I feed. You know, I go like every day to, you know, every other day I'm feeding and stuff, hard foods. But, you know, if I don't feed a hard food today, I'll feed a powder food. But when I feed the hard food, if there's snails that come up because they're really hungry and a pile of them will go around the food, I go in there with my net, scoop them out, throw them away. So it's kind of like how I eradicate my snail population, you know, and keep it down, you know, so it works really good. Taking note of that when it's time to raid Atkins' place in amoxicillin. Gotcha. I ain't going there with it like in a powder and like little Nerf guns, little water guns shooting out amoxicillin powder. I can use penicillin, not allergic. I'm not allergic to anything else but amoxicillin. Oh, wow. I had a customer come in with hexamida and strep. I was able to mix them up 5 batches of liquid cure. Metro plus nitro. Boom. Every fish happy and hungry in 5 days. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's you know, I can go down the street to the pet store, the fish store, the local fish store, and they have really good types of antibiotics there for, well, you know, Metro and all that stuff. But it's really good when I can go to my buddy's place and he has, like, you know, real penicillin, real amoxicillin, real this, real that. You know, it's he's a different type of store. That's what the doctor said. I'm not gonna try it. Yeah, no sense in trying it. Then you break out hives, or I mean, it could even kill you if you're that bad. If you're allergic to it that bad. So I have to head up to. I have to go to the hardware store today to buy some more PVC to make some more to hem me up some more of my dual sponge filters. There's a couple that are a little slow that I don't like. I'm sure over time they're all going to end up being upgraded, but for now what I do is if there's one that slows up, you know, because it's getting clogged up, instead of cleaning it, I just pop it apart, put my new hookup on it, bam. I don't ever clean it again. Well, so far, I haven't touched any of them that I redid, and they're running so fast. It's just crazy how fast they run. So it really worked well. So look, these shrimp. Sorry that's so boring. Look, they just pile up even more. But like I say, you can't see. Well, at least here on the computer, it doesn't look that good because I can see the algae on the glass. But again, like I brought up, it's hard for me to, you know, say, okay, let's scrape the front when there's so many small shrimps in here, and well, really just so many shrimps because, you know, they eat all that stuff. But they really go bonkers when you scrape the glass and that algae goes floating in. Oh man, it's like, okay, I'll see you. It's like you just fed them steak. You know, they really, really like it. So I find out a lot of hexanita once. Yeah, see, now you're getting all scientific on me. You're losing me there with those big words. But, so yeah, it's, I mean, I could scrape the front, it won't hurt it. I just choose not to. I don't know. It's, they have babies continuously, and it's kind of like, I don't want to go in there and, disrupt it in any way whatsoever. So, I just leave it alone. I know, it might make the video not as perfect, but it's okay. Then we're going to jump over to the tank right next to it. I dropped some food in there, see if we can see some good colors on these orange-eyed culls. I love these things. I don't know how, to me, it's like, it would be like a staple having it in your tank. It's just, they're really nice. Well, to me, they are. I mean, I like them because, these are orange-eyed royal blue tigers, but these are orange-eyed culls, so the design on them is different. Let's slide over and check them out. The design on them is different. Oh, I hope we can see them really good. That's one bad thing about videoing. Is if they're clear or too white, it just doesn't show too well. But let me see if I can alter this. I don't know much about bacteria and diseases, but ick and other fungal stuff I have seen. Dropsy, I've never been. I've fixed dropsy. Yeah, with the stomach. Is that what you're talking about, or not? The stomach bloat? Is it bloat? Yeah, I think bloat and dropsy. I've done that. Put them in a bucket with Epsom salts. Gosh, I don't know how many times I've had to fix fish that, their guts were all messed up, and I put them in that Epsom salts, and you're only supposed to put them in for, so long of a bath, and I leave them in longer. I leave them in there so long to where I make sure they right themselves while in that mixture. Then I'll put them back into the tank. I don't put them in there, then put them back, and then bring them back, and then I want them to be in there until they get better. So one thing I am looking forward to once the shed is done having shrimp again, I'll definitely go into bug Leah and Shelly, especially Shelly. I really want her red devils. Yeah, I got red devils. I got orange-eyed red devils. Yeah, I've never spoken to Shelly. She's not far from me. Yeah, my red devil colony is really, really good. It's like the blue royal blue tigers. They're really, really nice. But yep, you gotta stick with who you like. I don't care if people come in here and don't do business with me, and they do business with other. Hey, that's fine and dandy. I don't have hard feelings. It's I just want you to come and hang out and enjoy yourself. But yeah, I think I said hi to her once in a Mark Shrimp Tank stream, and that was it. I've never spoke to her or anything. He said, let's try that again. Dropsy is essentially fluid retention with signals that retinal issues are occurring. Symptoms serious underlying problems. Dropsy, the scale starts to look like a pine cone. Yeah. Okay. This is why it's so hard to cure when you get dropsy. There's a sign that they're pretty shit. Yeah, it's I'm not a pro at that either, but I do know that that Epsom salts sure does fix a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff. Look at these guys. They drug that food all the way to the back. Well, not all the way to the back, but see, as you can see, the shrimp are what they are. They're culls that they didn't get their white. So whomever, these are from Taiwan. So when they go to breed shrimp and to get them the orange eyes, well, switching to orange eyes will a lot of times they'll lose their white color, and they work hard to bring that back. So these are the shrimp that were born with no white. So like I've used orange-eyed fancy red tigers out of here, put them in a red pinto tank, got it pregnant, put them in another tank, and they've had incredible looking fancy tigers. So I mean, you can put them in a fancy tiger tank, they'll have tiger babies. But I'm waiting to see if any of the offspring in here will start to have orange eyes over time. So, but yeah, I bought these. I run these. I think these are like $8. But to me, I just think they're cool because not all of them are clear. Some are orange, some are red, and then they'll have their stripes. So you could kind of tell what most of them are, whether it be a King Kong or anything like that. Pinto, but yeah, they're just clear. Unless some of them, like I said, they could be like orange-eyed yellow King Kongs that when they were born they were a little clear, and they have red ones, all sorts of colors. There's all sorts. Oh well, Leah and Shelly I've known maybe 5 years at this point from being a mod for Mark, so it's more just getting stuff from friends kind of thing. Oh yeah. I get stuff from Leah. Leah's the one who just did my final logo, my company logo that is on this stream. This is the first stream I've ever, or the first thing I put it on with the truck. Leah just, she just finished drawing it up for me. I'm gonna make my shirts with it. So it's all signed and everything, so nobody can steal it. And I was gonna wait, but I needed a thumbnail for this, so I used it. So. Alright, still in you. Take care, my brother. Yeah. Like I said, do your thing. Whatever, shoot, I ain't been around that long, so like I said, I don't have an issue with anything. I just love everybody being here. Spread the love. At the moment, something is in my water and shrimp don't make it past the day. But my shed has crazy filtration, so I'm going to give it a shot again. Well, I'm sure you've tested everything with the tester, so I wonder if you have high copper levels. Yeah, I wonder if you have high copper levels in your water. Here's something really dumb that, I'm sure that's what I'm saying. Hold on. I'm sure you've checked everything. Oh yeah. That's what I'm saying. I'm really thankful for what she did. So I'm gonna send her family some shirts and everything. But yeah, she's been working on my logo for a couple months, I think. Told her to take her time, and well, she's the one that drew the other one too that says pimping shrimp since 2019. Well, that's when I started selling shrimp. So she made me that one too. But it's like Pumpkin King on here. Excuse me. He had an issue with nitrates, high nitrates in his water, and it was killing his shrimp. But he was going and getting the water from his fish store. Well, the fish store was selling him water with high nitrates, RO water with high nitrates. So, I mean, really, who would go get RO water and test it? I mean, it should be RO water, and the fish store should be checking it, not selling you stuff that's killing your stuff. And so he tested it, and then he realized what it was, and so he went out and bought his own hookup, and now all he has is babies. So, but yeah, I like Leah a lot. I'm sure I'd like Shelly. I just haven't had a chance to speak to her. So, but yeah, Leah's really good people. She's a moderator on here. I'm lucky with that. So, it's just, some people are busy, so you can't, you can't talk. One day, I'm sure when all this crap's over with, we'll meet up somewhere at some, Aqua Shell in Chicago or something. We both live in Michigan, so I'm sure we'll all hook up somewhere and say hi and meet each other finally. Any projects you got going on? The projects that I have going on right now are not shrimp related. I mean, other than just, waiting on few tanks to pop off that I'm really excited about. Well, Dan Slee's Red Steels had babies. Finally. They're all over the substrate. Gorgeous. These Red Steels are from Vin's line. So that's what I'm saying. Like, Dan bought them and sent them to me to breed them because he didn't have his tanks up at the time. But, I mean, he sent me such, from where they come from, I was pretty honored. But my Dragon Blood Blues should be having babies any day. But what I'm actually doing is my projects are redoing the dual sponge filters to give them all this power that they have. Toning down the lights, because I don't know if these aren't dimmable, so I can't put a dimmer on them. So I bought, like I showed you guys before, I bought this privacy control film, and I put the film over it. It's just window film. It's not black, but right here is you can see through it, and then over here you can't see through it. So it looks like it was sandblasted, and it's dropped the intensity of my lights drastically. It's just, it's bright in here for me, so I'm trying to cut that down, be a little less intense. Getting my tanks really nice like that, crystal clear. Getting everything set and getting everything rolling. So when people contact us, we got everything. I'm starting to put plants in the tanks now. Me and Luke was doing that the other day. Weighting them down, putting them to the bottom. It's just a whole bunch of stuff. It's working on stuff every day. I just try to do stuff every day in here to better things or find ways to better things that are in the shrimp room. But I'm to the point right now that there's not much I can do but start calling and work on my tanks like that, because they're starting to grow so well. And the hard culling, I'm not hard culling, but I'm just taking out ones that you go, well, and just leave the extreme really nice ones, and it's really paying off. The blue bolts are really nice, and everything's coming out really, really exceptional. It's making me happy. The tanks are all doing really well. I don't have any deaths, no sicknesses. I mean, I'm really lucky, thank God. And then, the other thing I'm doing right now is working on water changes to where I'm not changing water, I'm adding water. So it's just top offs. Because like I've spoken about, the water evaporates, because I have to run dehumidifiers because I don't run lids. I don't want lids. I don't want to have to lift up. And then when I want to go ahead and take the lid off, move it over, they're wet. And I don't want to do that. So, I have evaporation. So I have a dehumidifier down here and I run one upstairs also. So the water evaporates. So instead of taking out more water, now it makes it even a bigger water change. All I'm doing is replacing. So, at every week there's, 3/4 of an inch or whatever that's evaporated. I just replace 3/4 of an inch of water. Now, if the TDS is a little high, I just like yesterday, I did them all yesterday. I just put just pure RO water in it, just gave them all a drink, and so now they're all full to the top. But I'm working on that to where I like the idea that I have the evaporation instead of having lids and then I have to pull the water out. Reason being is it's one less step. And here's the thing is, minerals don't evaporate. So it's, if all my water's good and everything and if I have to add, then I add. If I can just run plain RO, then I'll run plain RO. But if I don't have to drain water out, that's a huge deal for me because it saves so much time for me. And then here's the biggest thing. Here's the biggest reason I've done it is now I don't have to keep 7 buckets of RO water over there ready. If I notice, okay, well, my tanks are about a ½ inch down, I can run the water for 3 hours, fill up my 25-gallon container over there, let it sit for a day, and then just start topping them all off. If I got to remineralize it or just run regular, and that's all I do. So now I don't keep buckets or anything. It's just seems like a simpler way, but I'm testing it to see how they respond. But here's what I'm kind of noticing is like the biofilms are building up more. It seems like things are building up more because I'm not removing water and then putting water in, which I would have to do if I did water changes. I have evaporation and then take out another inch of water, so this way I'm just topping off. And if I keep it to really small amounts, then, the tank doesn't have to work as hard to build up that much, to change that water over and make it, tank healthy for the shrimp. So, yeah, we were I tried everything, tons of tests, nothing, but I have super poor water, like our water report has stuff from 2007 when they last tested. Oh, wow. So you might just have to run an RO machine for everything. Yeah, you might have to. Have you run an RO machine, Sean? This is also a place they killed everything in 5 or 6 tanks because they added pesticides to the water to kill a mosquito. Oh, man. Hence why I went overboard with filtration in the shed. Oh, man. That'd be scary even with an RO machine to try to clear that out. Chevy Fish, hello, hello. Yeah, that's, man, that sucks. I wouldn't even know how to get rid of, I mean, gosh, that would create so many issues, but it's like, here's a dumb question. Could you boil it out of there? I mean, would an RO machine take pesticides out of water? I mean, I would think so. But still, to lose that many, I mean, for not even knowing, let's say you just, go to put water in your fish tank or something, or a shrimp tank, not even knowing. That's what I have fear. That's why most of the time when I do water changes, I use the wastewater that comes out of my RO machine because the TDS is way higher. Because when it comes out of my tap, it's 98 to 101, 96 to 101. And when it comes out the wastewater side, it's about 170. So all the minerals and everything, come out the back side. They're taken out of this side and it's all comes out there. So that's what I put in my Neo tanks. And it, just allows me to rest knowing that, they have filtrated water, filtration on it. So, and I do it on my big cichlid tank too. So once that tank fills up back there of wastewater, I'll do a big water change on my cichlid tank. So mosquito pesticides are made to stay in water to kill larvae. I don't know what to use to remove it. Yeah, if an RO machine doesn't take it out, then I don't even think boiling water. I mean, but what would be the sense? You'd lose half of it in evaporation probably. And aging it, like you said, if it's made to stay in water to kill the larvae, I don't know. It wouldn't be very good. Not good at all. I basically got everything running through a survival filter, then 3-stage filter, then through the RO from when I need it. I paid $300 to test the water and removed all the pesticides. I'm like, oh, nice. You are one dedicated hobbyist. I will tell you that. But, it's worth it in the long run to set up a system like that and then not have to worry about it ever again. That's a really good way to do things. Might have to pick your brain one day on how you did something like that, setting it up outside and everything. Because I'm thinking about digging out by hand a pond in the yard and doing something really cool like that. But what micron the pesticide molecules are, don't know. Smaller than 1/10 Chevy. Yeah, that's crazy. I don't know. That's scary because it's like the Flint water crisis that was here in Michigan. So many people got sick, they died, and it's some crazy stuff. But all right, everyone, I don't mean to cut this short, but Luke's got to go back to school in 4 minutes, so I have to get up there with him. I wanted to come on earlier. I'm actually stealing Mark Shrimp Tank's idea by going a little earlier due to the fact that people across the pond can watch a live stream, or at least it gets done sooner. and maybe I could get some of you that are home or anything on here when I usually don't. So instead of doing it later in the afternoon, I'm trying to do it earlier in the morning if I can, in between Luke's school. So let me know if you guys like me doing earlier streams, and I'll try to work on it more. Or if it doesn't matter, because you'll watch the replay. But I mean, I see, some in here that I haven't seen in a long time. So I appreciate everyone showing up today. It really means a lot to us. It means a lot to me to see everyone here. I really like it. But thank you very much for showing up. Thanks to my moderators, Pumpkin King and Chevy Fish. Leah Jet must be sleeping in the 9 feet of snow that they probably have in Canada due to the fact that we got some snow here last night. Not much, maybe a half inch. And so I'm sure it's freezing cold. So, but okay, everyone, thank you so much for hanging out with me and dealing with my algae covered glass. It means a lot. And I hope to see y'all really soon. Sean, everybody, Chevy Fish, Pumpkin King, Red Fish, Blue Fish, good seeing you in here. Atkins, still in ya. If I haven't said your name, thanks everybody for showing up. I really appreciate it. And until next time, peace and stay safe. All right, everybody.